Hey everyone, welcome to another Ask Amity show. Today we'd like to talk about something really important to everyone, which is their house. So your house is your biggest asset, probably, hopefully. Maybe you have bigger assets, but my biggest asset is my house. And one of the questions we get a lot is, can I put my house in a trust even if I have a mortgage, even if the bank still owns a big chunk of it? Well, the answer is yes. Let's get into it.
All right. So, with that, yes, you can have your house in a trust even if you have a mortgage. So first thing is, what are the issues, right? So do you need to notify your bank if you put it into a trust? The answer would be no, you would not need to. And what we would help you with is we would prepare a new deed from your individual name to transfer into your living trust name. And that will be recorded at the county recorder's office of where your real property is located. And we will also prepare what's called a PCOR, preliminary change of ownership report. For each county, they have their own form. And that essentially is informing them that you're not a new owner, but instead you are just simply putting your house into your own trust. So they will not reassess the property tax, and there's no new ownership. And then one important thing before you do any transfer is maybe a question of whether you have a reverse mortgage on your property, because there could be some sort of conditions with that when you did sign the reverse mortgage loan. So that's something that you would mention to us, or we would ask you, and then we would discuss, what effects that may or may not have with you transferring into your trust. And another issue just to keep in mind when you are thinking about putting your house into your living trust is if you do have the mortgage, what happens to it basically. If something happens to you, you pass away, your beneficiaries are set to inherit this house, but it has a mortgage on it. So who's going to pay the mortgage? Who's going to be responsible for the loans on that? That's just something to think about, whether or not you have maybe savings or some money set aside that your beneficiaries would be able to use to pay that, or that these beneficiaries that are set to inherit your house, they have their own income and it's sufficient for them to assume the mortgage loan and make those monthly payments. So those are kind of the typical issues that we would address with you when we're thinking about putting the house into a living trust. And then, just certain things to think about. But basically, the bottom line of this is that we do recommend, whether or not you do have a house that is with a mortgage or without a mortgage, if you want to make sure that it goes through to your beneficiaries that you designate without having to go through probate, the answer would be yes, to put it into a living trust.
Yes, and in case you're wondering what probate is a court process that your family needs to go through in order to receive your assets in the event of your passing, if you don't have a living trust. So for example, if you have a will and you wanted your house to go to your daughter would have to spend most likely over a year in probate court just to receive the house. And so you want to avoid probate for your family because it's a lot of time. Like I just mentioned, it's also a lot of money. So for homeowners, the average cost of probate is $34,000 because probate costs are based on the value of your assets. And so it's super important to make sure that you have a living trust to help you avoid probate. The law in California is if you have a living trust and if you do it right, then your family can receive your assets without going to probate court. So a living trust helps you avoid probate. And you want to also make sure that you name the beneficiaries correctly on your in your living trust, and make sure that the people that you want to receive your house are the right people, so it doesn't go to the wrong person. And if you want to take care of your children and make sure that they have a house to live in without having to worry about a mortgage, then you should consider saving up to pay for the monthly mortgage, or save up now to pay off the mortgage so they can get title free and clear when you pass away. So those are some of the reasons why you should have a living trust. And Cindy, anything else we need to cover?
That's pretty much it. Main takeaway is that, so yes, you can put your house in your revocable living trust, and be sure you do so that your beneficiaries receive, and they receive it swiftly and quickly, and in a way that doesn't cost an arm and a leg like it would in probate. So
Yes.
we're here, and we're readily available to help you create your trust and ensure that your biggest asset, your home, is properly transferred into your trust.
All right, see you next time. And by the way, we offer free phone consultations, especially during this pandemic. We can get everything set up for you without you having to leave the house. So give us a call. We would love to help you and your family.